Hi Leo, this will be your July video, so let's see what's going on. This is going to be a general reading for July. Okay, so we have the Hanged Man to begin with. So the Hanged Man, in this deck, it's not so much about being in limbo and maybe having a sudden enlightenment as it is in some of the other decks. In this one, it's pretty much, the card, they are pretty much mummified with a situation. Okay, so we'll have to see how this unfolds, but right now, for July anyway, it seems like you are starting off from this place of really just a deer in the headlights, not really sure which way to go at whichever, direction. Now we have here the Six of Pentacles. So that is a beautiful card. So the Six of Pentacles can, it can represent all kinds of different things. It definitely, to me, feels like moving forward from this position. I feel like this is probably where you are coming from. I do not think this is going to be energy that is going to be like a main theme of July. I feel like this is sort of a culmination, if you will, sort of like where you have been, okay? And I feel like with the Six of Pentacles, it's a very nice card because this is more about sharing. This is, it's giving and receiving. Okay, so, the Hanged Man isn't going, they're not doing any giving or receiving. They're just stuck, kind of thing. So this is a nice card of balance, of an equal balance of giving, receiving, that sort of thing. There could be, time spent with children. Obviously there's children pictured in the card, or teaching in some way, imparting some really good, wise advice to someone, or maybe they impart that to you. It can also indicate a gift of some sort. A financial increase also. It could be a raise. It could be just some sort of tangible gift that is given to you, or spiritual gift, either or. So, but and many times it does kind of indicate sharing in some way from the heart, so it's a very nice card. Okay, so we have the Empress as well. So the Empress could be you, or it could be a person in your life. It is Venus energy. So, many times we think of love in this particular scenario. Now, it's also too, we have the Bull, and it is Taurus type energy. So it could, there could be an actual Taurus in your life, or this could also just represent a little bit of stubbornness in regards to love. All right. There's also an element to this card with this Empress. She's a little bit different than traditional tarot. If you can see her posturing, she's a little seductive in a sense, a little bit of a temptress, if you will. So, but there's an air of stubbornness also to this person. So let's see where this goes. Okay, so we do have the King of Wands here. So that could definitely be you, being fire energy, or this could be who you are dealing with. But here's what I see. I see two people who are both very much the same energy, okay? They may go about it in different ways, but they are very much the same energy. If you notice how the King of Wands in this particular deck sits in his throne, right? He's just sort of like crouched back, like, all right, here I am, kind of thing, right? So it's like he's not getting up and chasing anybody because he's, let's face it, he's pretty magnetic, and he's just kind of sitting there, and people probably just throw themselves at him, kind of deal. He's used to getting what he wants. He lures people in with his magnetism and charm, maybe good looks as well. And he knows it, so it's that's just kind of the way it is. But the same thing, I feel it's the same posturing with this Empress card. So she's kind of the same, because it's like she's not exactly, she doesn't look very subservient, if you will. I mean, she's sort of, she's doing like that little temptress thing, a little bit of a tease, that kind of deal. Like, no, you come to me. So you've got two people who are very similar, but but they're, how are they going to ever get together? It's one is expecting one to make the move, the other one's expecting the other to make the move because that's what they're used to, and that doesn't seem like that's coming together really, too easily. But let's see what else we got here. Okay, so we have the Five of Wands. So the Five of Wands to me indicates confusion, many times. A little bit, again, I feel a battle here, just a battle of ego, a battle of pride, a battle of passions, and sort of just blindly going along with things without really recognizing and pinpointing what is the issue. So for instance, I feel like this is mostly geared towards love. There's a little bit of other elements in here too, and we'll get to that. But I'm going to stick with this story so far that it is unfolding because it does seem to be more about love in that sense. So it's like, if this resonates to you at all, then, and you're wondering, well, why aren't they making a move? And they're probably wondering the same thing. Well, why aren't they making a move? So, you can put all these like crazy ideas. Well, maybe it's that text that I sent last Tuesday because I said blah, blah, blah. Or maybe they send a text and you're looking at it and thinking, oh, what does that mean? You're convoluting, this whole thing, right? Let's pinpoint it and get to, what is keeping you guys from, coming together, right? Well, it could be, like I said, if you're resonating to that it's like you guys are both used to people making the moves towards you, or if you're not used to that, it's just that you don't like that. Like you want them to chase you, that sort of energy. But if you both are like that, who's going to chase anybody? So somebody might have to kind of change up, if it's worth it and it feels right, maybe change the MO a little bit, and you don't have to stick by, this is the way I've always done it, or, those types of things. So I feel like a battle of wills is at play here. And it's like, I mean, if you got, if you want this to go anywhere, somebody might have to kind of change that up a little bit or bring attention to it. I'm not just saying it's on you to do that. I mean, because you guys are both the same. So, but maybe bring attention, bring it up. Say, this crazy tarot reader said, something. I mean, maybe not that, but you know what I mean. It's like maybe just call attention to it and say, I think we're both a lot of like, and I'm kind of used to, or, I kind of enjoy when somebody kind of makes the effort to get my attention, but I have a feeling you're the same way. But if we're both that way, then how are we going to work this out? Make light of it or a joke out of it or something, but bring it to light so that it can move forward. Okay, because we have the Three of Swords here. So the Three of Swords indicates to me, this whole thing, if it doesn't, there's too much confusion, too much competition, too much a battle of wills or ego. So this is where it could end up with the Three of Swords. So not being satisfied and feeling you might lose out on this person, because maybe there's competition in the mix here too. Maybe because of not acting, or just being stuck and not giving and receiving. Having a good balance within this. Maybe this is something, unfortunately, that you might miss out on because, and maybe it's not unfortunate, maybe it's okay. That's the other thing too. Because I mean, I'm a big fan of, if it's supposed to be, it's gonna be kind of thing. But I mean, either way, you still may feel disappointed in some way if this sort of battle of wills, I feel, doesn't get straightened out. So we have the Nine of Wands. So the Nine of Wands is a little bit of, to me, it's someone, again, who is used to doing the same thing all the time, and that's just become their pattern. They are defensive. They don't want to be trapped. They don't want to be trapped in unhappiness. But what's funny is, by not wanting to be trapped in well, not funny, but by not wanting to be trapped in unhappiness, then they become defensive, and so then they become trapped in unhappiness because they never explore anything. They never allow something to to unfold long enough to see, you know, if it will be. All right. So this becomes a pattern then. And it's like, you know, you meet somebody and it's like, ooh, you know, wow, they're so, you know, this and they're so that. Oh, shoot. Hang on one second. Yeah. I'm in the middle of a video. What is it? Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. So with the Nine of Wands, like I said, so like you meet somebody, you know, you think, oh, wow, they're this and they're that, and you're into them, and there's the text and all this kind of good stuff, and you know, that's going along great. But then, you know, maybe they don't respond in like that night or something, and they wait like a day, and so then you kind of start freaking out and like, well, you know, I don't want to be, you know, hurt by this person, and so I'm not going to text them for like 2 days, or you know what I'm saying. You know, you start getting into those types of weird patterns instead of just sort of looking at things and saying, well, you know, maybe they were busy or what have you, you know, but you've already now set yourself up into this position where you feel like this may go south. So I'm going to tread very lightly. I'm not going to put much into it and that sort of thing. Well, then you're already setting something up for not putting much into it. So that's kind of where I'm going. And sometimes that's good. I mean, it's good to have defense mechanisms and be a little cautious with things and so forth. But the thing is, if you're feeling that way, then there's a reason. So then look at that, you know, and realize, because if you meet somebody that's like really good for you, there's no question. There's no question about those things. So we have the Seven of Wands as the last card. We do have the Chariot at the bottom of the deck with the Queen of Wands. I do like that. So I feel that's good. What else here? Oh, the Three of Wands as well. All right, so we'll get to that in a second. But, you know, with the Seven of Wands winding up here, this is a card of definitely kind of standing up for yourself, knowing, you know, this is a card of more letting things happen to you over and over again. Okay, even though you're strong, even though you're not a victim, you know, type, but you are a victim type to yourself. Okay, like you're not a victim type to the outer world, but you are a victim type to yourself. And this is more standing up for yourself. So I feel like from this, you know, in July, that you have this opportunity to end this month, or it doesn't have to be at the end, it can be anywhere in July. You have the ability to stand up for yourself, start realizing your power and who you are, and not being afraid to show it, and not being afraid to cut through the crap, you know, and just be who you are, be as bold as you can, you know, tell the, you know, message truths, and you know, with passion behind them, and all of those good things, and stand in your own power, and be confident in that truth, in that power, because it's coming from truth to yourself. You know, you're no longer imprisoned, you know, with these things any longer. So I feel like it's very strong. Now with the Chariot and the Queen of Wands and the Three of Wands at the bottom of the deck too, I think these are very fantastic, encouraging cards, because the Chariot is a card of definitely a victory and moving forward. And what's really cool is it's just one horse in this Chariot card, and it carries the lotus flower. It's purple, kind of like the crown chakra. So it's like sort of the completion of everything. So, you know, and I'm not saying, yeah, this the completion of it, like, wow, everything's coming in, you know, but it is a good sign that you are on your way to moving towards a more spiritual direction of truth for yourself, which is a victory. And by doing that, it's going to bring out this beauty. The Queen of Wands is a unique type of beauty. Okay, she may be attractive also, you know, like outwardly, but what really is magnetic about her is her inward creativity and uniqueness, and her intuition and power in that sense. Okay, and she is fire, so you know, that's you. And the Three of Wands, again, we have yet another powerful type, you know, warrior type pose here, just as we do with this this male here. You know, we have the same pose with this female. So that is strong and sending out messages of like communication and of truth, and she knows she's getting the answers back, and she's at the peak of the mountain here, just a strong warrior pose, self-confidence, all those good things. So it looks like there could be some disappointment here, with some things, but I feel like it's just like I said. I think the key here is it just seems to be this is a battle of wills, of ego, that sort of thing. We'll put a couple extra cards down here for you too. Huh, interesting. Okay. Oh, interesting. Wow, so my cards are like this, right? All of them, but these two were like this. All right, and the card that's on top is Warrior Woman. All right. So, all right, so let's take a look here. Okay, so what I do see right off the bat is sovereignty, okay, is here. So that's exactly kind of what I was talking about, stepping into your own individual power and not being trapped by yourself, that sort of thing. We also have the card of discernment and darkness. Okay. So with darkness, it's not saying like, oh, darkness is coming or, something like that. I mean, we do have the Three of Swords. I think there's going to be a little bit of a disappointment in the love arena, at some point. But again, this is to show you like what's worth putting investing your love intentions towards. Okay, that's why this is happening, so that you gain the knowledge and the confidence to know like what kind of partner you truly want. And I feel like with the darkness card here that it's going to be a little bit of exploring that. There's going to be definitely some exploration of that, but what comes out of it is using your highest discernment. All right, I think that's a beautiful energy. And also the sovereignty card of being empowered and standing up for yourself and your own individual power. Okay, so I think that's fantastic. And then let's see what I got. Perfect. Okay, so those cards that were flipped around in the deck is Warrior Woman, which again, we have this pose here. We had it in the the other card as well. So don't get hung up on genders. Doesn't matter. All right. But here you go. Warrior Woman. And the other card that goes along with it is Break the Chain. Rewriting the future. Okay. Break the Chain is the card. Okay, so that would be what happens here. Breaking the chain of this confusion and disappointment in things that you guys couldn't just get together with things. You both want the same things, but this person probably isn't right for you then, because it's like, if you want somebody to chase you, then you need to find somebody that's going to chase you, and if they want somebody that, then you're not the right person for them either, so it's really more about stepping into your own empowerment and being honest and with yourself and all of that stuff. The last card we have is the Ever Unfolding Rose. Okay. And it says cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. All right. Which is a beautiful sentiment here. And I believe I talked about the crown chakra at some point. I think that was, I don't remember what I mentioned that with, but was it one of these cards? Yeah. So there's that rose and the Chariot, the victory. Okay. So it says the ever unfolding rose, cracked open. it's happening for you, not to you. This is happening for you so that you can move towards a spiritual victory for yourself, okay? So, all right, I'm going to leave it there, Leo. I hope you enjoyed your reading. If so, consider subscribing. That would be fantastic and really helps my channel. Or leave a comment. That is also very helpful for me as well. And hope you enjoyed it and have a fantastic July. I'll probably throw in a few extra videos here and there. All right, thanks, guys. Bye.